Hey, happy 4th of July, people. Technically, it's still July 4th right now as I'm shooting. Welcome to another episode of Late Night Rambling with Heretic. So, this is slowly becoming like a project blog for my Empire stuff. Um, Last time I had about 3 of these militia guys done. I have the entire 20 guys finished. I did run into uh, kind of a hiccup in my painting schedule. This weekend I went to Anime Expo. I took my daughter there. She loves anime, and she loves the cosplay. So she went as Seal Phantom Hive, I believe that's how you pronounce it, from Black Butler, and we had a blast. We shot some video, and I might upload it. I'm not sure. But anyways, we spent the weekend in LA, so I couldn't paint as much as I'd like to. So I was thrown off schedule, but I did get these guys done. So I had 20 of these guys done. And also, I finished the volley gun. Okay, so now that the volley gun, the state troopers are done, and the flagellants, basically that's a battle box. I have 2 wizards left, and it's a complete battle box. But I still have another box of stuff, so I'm at the halfway point. So I won't do the wizards yet. I always save them. Save your characters for last. We went over that last time. So I started to dive into the second box of stuff. So there's 6 of these night orders. And let me pull back because it's really, the white is just really kicking back here. Now with cavalry, I always slow it down. I go 2 models instead of 3. There's just more area to paint, so it takes a little bit longer. But by tomorrow night, if I get back on track, I should have this squad done, which means I'd have 20 more state troopers, 10 militia, a cannon crew, and the wizards. And this project is finished, which is cool. So on these guys, I use a lot of washes on the capes and stuff. And so while that's drying, I move on to some other stuff. Someone actually asked me to do another Minotaur. So he was done. Finished. Not bad, you know. I also found these Arbites. Right, you remember these guys? Anyone? Original Adeptus Arbites, not the Enforcers from the Necromunda set, but the actual 2nd edition Adeptus Arbites. I can't believe I had these just hanging around, so I decided to paint them. Also, whenever someone hands you a box of crap and says, assemble it and paint it for you, you always end up with lots of bits. So I have all these Empire bits that I was screwing around with. And so I had this Blood Bowl team, this human Blood Bowl team, that's very uninteresting. I mean, because everyone that is into Blood Bowl, they all buy the box set, right? It comes with the humans and the orcs. And so you always see the same human team. So I thought I would do some head swaps. And it's starting to come out nice. Just to make them a little bit more interesting. Right? So I got a receiver and a thrower done. And I'm just kind of going through the Empire bits for the other stuff. I figure, use the knights, extra knight heads for blitzers and stuff like that. And just real basic stuff. So, I figure I'll update you periodically. And hopefully you'll see the entire army. Sorry, you're not in the army. What are you doing there? When it's complete. So hopefully that, motivates anyone who is currently working on a big project. Keep going. That is message 1 of tonight. Message 2 is a little weird, but I thought I would kind of shoot an idea I had while I was painting. I started thinking about the hobby and what's happening to it. I think it's shrinking, and that's kind of bad news for all of us, because if the hobby is actually shrinking, sales will go down on your local game store. It's already happened to me, where the place I gamed at for years closed down because sales were down, and that affects more than just you. These local owners have families and everything, and so that's bad. So I tried to think of an idea that could actually grow the community. See, because if you think about companies like Games Workshop and other companies, right? What Games Workshop is doing is they realize sales are down, so they increase their prices. They do it every year, and it's to get more bang for the buck. And if people stay, they get a little bit more money from them. If people go, these other companies are going after that market share, right? So you got Privateer Press. That's probably the main one. People were playing Flames of War and Spartan Games, and there's a lot more. Problem I keep coming up with is that everyone is trying to squeeze the same lemon, right? So no one's trying to launch a campaign to get new players. It's all done by word of mouth, demo games, your local store running events and stuff. It's all very grassroots, and of course the community of people that make videos or post on Facebook or whatever, forums, and create forums and stuff like that. So it's not the best way to advertise your product. Now I realize that TV advertising is very expensive, and so that's probably why they don't do it. It's too expensive. They're already a niche market, so they can't afford to do it. It's just that simple. So here's my idea, and call me crazy, but games like Magic the Gathering have big money tournaments. Now, I'm not a Magic player. I don't know much about it, but I do know that everyone says, hey, people spend thousands of dollars on a deck to build a pro deck, to get through these, what do they call them? I think they're Grand Prix or something like that, qualifiers, to get to the main event. So why not do that with tabletop wargaming? Now hear me out. Let's say you start small. Let's say, a 40K tournament, grand prize is like $2,000. How many people are going to pay $100 to enter that tournament for $2,000? How many people are going to do that? Not only that, it creates an incentive that just doesn't exist in this hobby, which is, hey, I can justify me spending hours and hours of building lists and strategizing because I'm going to be a pro whatever player. Could work, right? I mean, then the person who really wants that third Land Raider is going to shell out the money for it because he's entering a big money tournament. And, $2,000 is not a lot for a company to shell out for a grand prize. I mean, most of the times, what do you get? A battle box? Or I'm not tournament player. It's been years since I've been in a tournament. I think you get a trophy or a sword or something like that. You know, give out some cash money and see what happens to just add that layer of incentive for people to jump in. Now you're gonna have some unintended consequences. I mean, casual gamers will suffer because they might go to a local game store and run into one of these hardcore competitive guys, and they'll just beat the snot out of them for practice. But I was thinking about that too. Most of the times casual players are playing people they know, so I don't think that's going to be that big a deal. And if you think about it, if you really wanted to test your rule set, your codices or whatever, you have people playing for money, and they will find every exploit there is. So that's their best testing tool. I don't know. It's food for thought, and it's like almost 12. So let me know what you think. I mean, is it crazy? Would it work? Whatever you think, throw it down. This is late night rambling, so I'm not really thinking clearly. And I've inhaled a lot of glue here, a lot of fumes from glue working on this, but I don't know. It seemed to make sense to me, at least right now. Anyways, I'd appreciate a couple comments on that and throw them down there. Maybe open a discussion or whatever. Yeah, this is Late Night Heretic. Late Night Rambling with Heretic. I am signing out. And remember, keep on trucking with whatever painting project you got going. Stay motivated and peace out, people.